Well, guys, there is kind of a menu grind right now that allows you to make coins, which is rare and it's kind of cool right now. It's very easy to do, actually. It just takes some time, but there are ways you can actually cut down on the time. And people right now on Twitter, I'm seeing, are making a ton of coins on this method. And it's not some new mind-blowing method. It's just League SBCs combined with a couple other things, and we'll talk about that. There's also a really common bug going around that people cannot connect to the EA servers or are being disconnected from them. And it's like it's a ton of people. It's all over Reddit and the EA forums right now, so I'm sure some of you out there are having this problem, and EA have not said anything about it yet, which is strange. I shouldn't say that. Is it that surprising they've said nothing about it? Probably not, but it's still strange regardless. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the description down below. They are the cheapest and the safest option. You can use my code JFC at checkout for an 8% discount, and some other random information and news and stuff like that as well. And of course, thank you all for being here, every single person. Yes, I'm talking to you. I appreciate every single one of you. We did upload the comments video yesterday, I think, so it was like another 50-minute video just talking about random shit in the comment section. But all right, now that we're 2 days into Team of the Season, the premium season pass, right? Or no, I said 2 days in. We're like 3, almost 4 days into Team of the Season, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But how do you feel about it so far? Has it lived up to your expectations? Has it not? For example, I was seeing a lot of complaints today about this Basha SBC and some of these SBC prices that we've seen so far. With TOTS cards being so cheap on the market right now, especially obviously when there's similar positions like Karchawi is. Karchawi is 100,000 coins and this card is 270k. You do get another player in here. I think you get, who is it? Yeah, TOTS Moments Marojan, who is going to be probably fodder for pretty much everybody. Maybe evolutions down the line or something like that, but this card is 2.8 times the price of Karchawi's Team of the Season that's just tradable. So this is one of those things with a really cheap market. Is EA have to price the SBCs accordingly then? If they don't do that, the SBCs are kind of worthless a little bit in that way. Not worthless, but just so not worth it compared to the other choices that are out there, right? But okay, let's talk about the menu grind right now. It's like one of the first things in the title of the video, and I saw the spreadsheet Josh tweet, and this was what caught my eye earlier, I think yesterday on Twitter. He says, so I'm not saying this is a grind everyone should be doing. I'm definitely not saying you can make coins whilst opening packs doing. I'm not saying that on the web app you can get them done super quickly. I'm not saying that, but I've done 400 of them, he says, already. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, you clearly can grind through these pretty quickly. How many coins can you make off of this? Now, seeing people in the replies who are like already doing the same thing. Where's the reply? He says right here, yeah, probably up around 400 to 500,000 coins right now. And he says in another reply too, like he's not even really trying to make profit. And he's already up that much, just kind of like not even doing the smartest methods. And people in the replies too completed 2,000 times right there. And the whole replies were like, yeah, you can make shit ton of coins right now by doing this. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll bite. I went and crafted 5 of them. And I realized that because in this you get a tradable Prime Electrum Players Pack, and also Jumbo Gold Packs have consumables and stuff like that, and they actually discard for quite a bit of coins. Plus you can sell all the gold commons and stuff like that. And you obviously get the untradeable packs, but I'm talking making coins from a menu grind right now. This Prime Electrum Players Pack, the fact that silvers are 500 coins right now means you will make a great amount off of one Prime Electrum Players Pack. And like we talked about, Jumbo Gold Packs are pretty good too, but you might be saying, okay, you know, why is this profitable now? This has kind of been a thing all year, obviously, right? The thing is right now you don't have to spend almost any coins doing it, because these common gold upgrades and the super daily silvers mixed with the grinding upgrades, everyone has so many common golds right now that Lib and Sud players are insanely cheap. You probably have a ton in your club right now. You can go through these so quickly that it actually ends up being something like feasibly you can do it. And one way to do it really quickly is through Pale Tools, right? I'm going to try and tonight, I'm going to go through this. I'll probably spend a couple hours doing this method. I'm going to try and find the best filters for you guys for tomorrow's video for this grind. So if you guys probably know some filters, you guys can leave them in the comment section, but I'm going to try and figure them out for tomorrow's video. And obviously, you can download Pale Tools if you know how to use it. Most of you probably already know what it is by now, but if you don't know, you can search it up. PALETOOLS is Pale Tools, and it just allows you to build SPCs very, very quickly. And unfortunately, this is kind of going to be the best method we have pretty much to make coins with, besides the 82 by 20 upgrade that maybe we'll see. But this one, you're not probably going to be able to pack a lot of great stuff, odds are. I actually packed a TOTS, my Prime Electrum Players Pack, when I went through 5. I packed active team of the season. So you can, but this is more so like just accumulation over time. You're going to build up a shit ton of coins by doing this. And yes, it's going to take you time, but this is like the only way really nowadays to make coins while opening packs and like earning fodder and making coins while doing so. Not really a thing you could do anymore apart from this really right here. That's kind of why it's so nice to do. And I'm going to see how many coins I make. I'm going to try and tally that up as well over the course of tonight. But the best, most efficient way to do it usually is going to be you start with your super daily silvers or daily silver upgrades. You just want to get silvers so you can do the tots grinding upgrades, right? Get all those golds in there. You'll end up with so many that you'll be able to just run through all of them with no problem at all. And then you'll need to probably buy maybe some silvers from Lib and Sud, but you'll probably have some Lib and Sud silvers because of the silver upgrades. And you can craft that crafting upgrade at the same time because you can take the off-league players who are not in any of these leagues that is in the premium mixed leagues upgrade, take the off-league guys and put them in the tots crafting upgrade. So you kind of have a continuous amount because there's so many common golds you can earn right now. You just aren't going to run out of them. I mean, you're just not going to. So in that case, this whole grind comes down to how much time do you want to put into it? That's the only thing. It's going to be probably pretty mind-numbing, but if you want to actually make coins while accruing fodder, this is your way to do it right here. And obviously, if you want to build up fodder for icon picks and stuff like that, you always can try and do that as well. But it's funny because, you know, the icon and hero picks refreshed today, and I'm just stunned how bad these are, all things considered. I think they make them bad right now because they're thinking in their heads that many of these icons are very valuable for evolution still. So even despite the fact that, say, a base Pele, base Eusebio might not be on the forefront of everybody's like want list, I think they are aware that they're still very valuable because they're going to be at evolutions down the line. So that's why they're doing this, I think. Now keep in mind, no base icons in here, but it's more of a hypothetical example as to why there's lower cards in here. Otherwise, I have no idea. Otherwise, they might just want it to suck ass. And because it's repeatable fully, they might just say, okay, we're going to make it suck because it's repeatable fully, which in that case, stop doing it then, you know, just stop. And no one opens a mixed heroes pack. I mean, there's still fucking prime heroes in this. I mean, it's ridiculous. So that's another thing too. And obviously when you go through and do the SBC method, you're going to earn a ton of untradeable fodder while doing that, getting a prime gold players pack and a small rare gold players pack. You'll get some, you know, high rated shit in there. And obviously that can all go into someone like Lilian Taram, who's got mega packs all over the place, tradable inside here. It takes one good pull basically to really increase your coin balance, right? And you're not going to really be spending much apart from Lib and Sud silvers. That's it. So if you can make back like a couple thousand coins every single time, you're making a profit on the League SBCs right now. So it's funny because I actually mentioned like how bad they've been recently. And like, I want to say 2 videos ago, something like that. I was like, man, we really will never see anything like prime League SBCs again. We still never will, but at least there is a method right now where you can make coins while accruing untradeable fodder. And that's all that we need. We need this more, just not as maybe mind-numbing as this is, because it's going to be boring. Like, there's no doubt about it. It's going to be boring. But okay, so let's move on now to this glitch that's going around. And people are not really sure exactly what the glitch is, but warning you right now, big flashbang coming in about 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Holy shit. But this EA forums thread has 475 comments. And when I've on my limited EA forums experience, this is one of the most commented threads I've ever seen on the EA forums. So it's an HTTP 404 error when loading game. So it's basically you don't connect to the servers. It's really simple as that. I've seen it mostly on Xbox. That seems to be a bigger problem than other consoles. That's kind of anecdotal though. But everyone's asking like, hey, are they going to extend Weekend League? Or what the hell do we do? I can't play. Like, I literally can't log into the game for the last day or two, and EA haven't even addressed this. The only creator that I've seen actually address this problem right now is Nepenthes, and Nepenthes says here, and I'll get into kind of whether I agree with it or not here in a sec, but Nepenthes says, from my limited knowledge of how EA work, they will absolutely be aware of the issue. If they aren't speaking up on it, it's most likely, but not definitely, because it's not an EA issue. It might be an ISP issue, and so they wouldn't be able to speak on it until it's resolved. Now, that could be the case that it is an ISP issue, meaning basically the internet provider is at fault here, but I don't understand why they wouldn't be able to speak on it. I've seen them speak on things before that's like, hey, we think this is an ISP problem, and they've said that. Now, maybe they can't say that until the internet service provider addresses the issue, where they say like, hey, there is something wrong, and then EA can point the blame at them or something like that, but I don't see why they couldn't just say, hey, it's not on our end, and then leave it at that. So I don't know if I fully buy that, but yeah, right now there's a big problem with people just playing the game. I'm sure some of you out there are in the exact exact same boat, and they have not extended Weekend League yet, which hopefully they do. But this is an issue. I mean, for example, no creators really talking about it because it's kind of a not niche issue, but it's a little rarer. But if it affects you, you literally cannot play the game. So if it affects you, it's a pretty big deal. And yeah, as guy said here, over the last 24, 48 hours, like literally he can't get on. And this was yesterday. Like this is 24 hours ago now, and EA have still not said anything as of now. And the only thing I've read that seems to maybe help is just resetting your internet. And other than that, that appears to be the only thing that's at least somewhat helped anybody. I mean, there's no other real solution here other than keep trying to connect until you do, and maybe you just can't. So yeah, that's an unfortunate problem right now that EA are not addressing, which hopefully they do soon. But okay, next up here, we've got some Evolution stuff to talk about. So FUT Police Leaks, as you know, has been the guy who's been leaking a lot of Evolution stuff. He's been criticized recently because he's gotten a couple of things wrong, but he's trying to get the information out at least to the public, right? There's guys who are hiding shit inside of Discord servers. FUT Police Leaks, not to say he's not doing that, but he at least is getting them out really, really early. And he says here that the Evolution that came out today, he leaked a long time ago. Well, not really a long time ago. It was 2 days ago, and it was Technical Plus, Finesse Plus, and Dead Ball Plus. Like, pretty much was the exact requirements he said. So he's talking about how, like, you know, haters in the mud, basically. And he does add on down here that he has possibly an Incisive Pass Plus, Center Mid, or CDM Evo. He says it is not scheduled, so I don't have the date. I have the Evos way before they're added in the system. It can take up to 14 days, which, you know, does that just basically mean I can make shit up and eventually I can say they changed some things and like my leak was kind of correct anyway? Or does that mean like this guy actually has crazy knowledge before anybody else does? I don't really know what to make of that. He does say here another Cam Evo. He says right now, no. He does also say here that he does not have any 91 rated Evos coming, which I think we all kind of assumed that there wouldn't be a 91 rated Evo, but at least FUT Police Leaks, you know, does confirm that there. And FUT Agent is completely silent as usual. So I still think it's nice he's at least giving us some information, even if it's maybe more likely to be prone to some error. Still nice that we're getting this info out. While you know FUT Agent and these guys have this info, they just don't want to say it. And okay, next up here, I do want to say this. I didn't even realize this myself until just a little bit ago. A lot of these Evos right now, remember, they make the card design Team of the Season. Team of the Season has boosted chemistry. And also what these new Playstyle Plus Evos give is also Team of the Season chemistry. So that's nice as well. So you got this, you know, Mbappe, for example, that you can make this card, by the way. This card can happen now, which is crazy. But also what you can think about in these situations is giving them boosted chemistry, right? I totally forgot that's the case. Evolutions are the same way. Just wanted to remind you of that. And also, is there a card already that you know you're going to put into one of these crazy evolutions? And if that's a card from the market or if that's a card that you have untradeable, who is that card? Because like, for example, you know, this Mbappe creation here, do you guys have any creation that's similar to something like this? Because that is, I mean, that is pretty wild that that card can exist. And okay, next up here, I thought you guys might want to see this. We looked at a graph that was similar to this, or sorry, a chart that was similar to this. I want to say like maybe a week ago or something like that. We looked at just the PlayStation revenue in, I think, like the main countries. This is now all platforms everywhere across the globe. What were the best revenue games of March? FC25 actually went up from February. So February it was 4th. Now March it was 3rd, which follows that same trend that we saw in that other graph. So what do you guys make of that, right? Why do you think it is selling better? At least it seems like recently over the last few months. It does always hover within like the top 7 or 8. So just one spot up. Is that really enough to signify anything? Hard to say, but I bring this up because it does feel like the game is pretty active right now, but yet it does feel like the hardcore players are kind of feeling that burnout more than ever, like they always do, even despite Team of the Season just beginning. So I always am kind of fascinated by the FC players that like we don't really see, right? Like the super casuals and that play Ultimate Team even too. Like how are they liking the game? I always wonder that. Are they liking it a lot? Compared to last year, is it better or worse? I always wonder about that community that we don't really get to interact with and how they're liking the game. Quickly, random side note here. What rating would Lamine Yamal get in next year's game, you think? Would it be in the 86 range? Would it be in the 88 range potentially? Or would it maybe just be 83 or 84, right? I do kind of wonder what they'll do with this card next year, because it did take Mbappe a few years for him to get up in ratings. Like they kind of wanted to play a little bit slower, so I think they might do the same thing with Yamal as well. But anyway, in case you guys couldn't tell, there wasn't much leaks today. We had like evolution leaks and that was kind of it. So we're kind of jumping all over the place in terms of random bits of news or information. This one here though, there was a couple of big accounts tweeting about this. It was getting a lot of views today and people were wondering how Now, we don't even know the source image of the screenshot. We don't know if it's even legit. My guess is that it's not legit, but every single person that replies was like, what? How is that possible? That's not possible. This is probably fake. I did see this guy say right here, draft XP glitch, and he just said this and then proceeded to not elaborate. He just dipped. He's like, oh yeah, the draft XP glitch, duh, like obviously, then just didn't elaborate. So this guy just makes some shit up out of his ass, or what happened here? Is there a draft XP glitch right now? Because is this screenshot legit? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But my first instinct was no, but if there's some sort of XP glitch right now, obviously we will talk about it. I didn't see anybody else talking about this at all in any tweets. So I think this guy might have just straight up trolled everybody, or I don't know what's going on here. But okay, guys, I can't help myself but talk about this today because I can't believe still how cheap this is. I mean, I'm stunned. 12,000 coins for 90s. This isn't August. This is fucking, we're in April. Prem Tots ain't even out yet, and 90s are 12K. I mean, that's impossible, it seems like. But this is the day and age that we're in. I don't think this will sustain. I think there's no way this sustains. I think this has to go up. It literally has to. 92s right now. See, the biggest cutoff here is at 93s actually to 94s. I am so down to buy 94 cards. I mean, look at the gap here between these two. If all these guys rise, 94s have to go up a ton. I don't know when they'll do it. I just don't think EA like this. I don't think EA like fodder, and I should say expensive fodder, this cheap, because this is kind of ridiculous, honestly. 9,089s and 12,090s. That stuff, yeah, you don't see till July, August times, and obviously these guys have been discard forever, right? The low-rated guys, 85s to 88s, have virtually been close to discard now for like a month, or close to that, but these guys, I can't see EA wanting to continue this. I feel like EA don't usually like when fodder's this price. Even last year, fodder was, you know, double the price it is now, basically, for almost all cards. I mean, 89s, it was exchanges, keep in mind, but they were 19, 18K base. And when they rose, which happened in June, they would go to 25K. And right now they are 9,000 coins. So no exchanges, a big part of that, obviously. But just shows you the level here, that 89s could have been 25K at some points last year, and 25K will get you a 94 right now almost. That's nonsense. Okay, let's read your comments now. We've got Zambizzy, who says, bro, I've never had to buy Bussy. I've always been able to pack Bussy. Crying laughing emoji. Please don't encourage people to buy Bussy or give EA money for Bussy. We've got This Is Mark Mack, who says here, the only people who are complaining about an environment where good cards are cheap and Evos can make good, if not great cards out of your passion players are fanboys and meta slaves who moan that they can't get Mbappe, R9, etc. And he goes on to say here, like, the FC player base doesn't really know what it wants, right? There's an adage in marketing that the customer doesn't know what he wants. And that's 100% true with this community. Now, I do generally agree with that for sure, that most people aren't even really sure what they want. I do think, though, that there's just so many people that have so many different opinions that it's hard to like pick a consensus because it's so complex. So I'm honestly not that surprised there is no major consensus, because there's just so many ways to go about this, and there's so many different players that, like, will there be a consensus? Probably not. But what we can do is kind of judge how they approach things, right? And even if there's a million different things that different players want, the way EA are doing it, is that good or not? And obviously, I think you're probably right in the sense that, like, if you're complaining about cards being too cheap, you'd rather have that problem than them being too expensive, right? I think that we can all say that with pretty much certainty. But yeah, when you think about all the different ways they could attack this, I mean, if cards are too cheap, it's a problem. Too expensive, it's a problem. Too good, it's a problem. Too bad, it's a problem. There has to be a right balance, obviously, and finding that balance, I'm sure it's hard, right? I'm sure it's quite difficult. And I think it's like most of my comment section is usually kind of in agreement on most things. I think we're very hardcore players, most of us. Some of us not so much, but I think most of us, at least at some point in our lives, were hardcore FIFA players or are still right now. And most, I think, of us are like, yeah, you know, for example, you know, Rose and Mary J, people complain about anything, just make teams that you enjoy. And this part here, nothing else matters apart from making a team that you enjoy and playing the game in a way that you enjoy, and really just fuck anything else, right? You are here to have fun and escape from probably whatever shit is going on in your life that probably sucks fat ass. You're here to escape that. So don't get stressed out about rewards. Don't get stressed out about, oh, I gotta finish these games so bad. My rivals rewards, oh my god, I'm only at 20 points. I need 15 tonight. You don't need 15 tonight. You don't. If you don't want to play, then don't play. And I was seeing seeing some people say, yeah, my career mode save got deleted. That's crazy. You haven't played it in months and your career mode save was deleted. That is unacceptable. That's crazy that can even happen. How the hell does that happen? And going back to our League SBC stuff, I'm sure you guys, if you've been grinding SBCs at all at any point in your FIFA career, you've probably been soft banned from SBCs, right? Buy too many players equals soft bans. Now, banned is in like what ACDC. Do too many SBCs equals soft banned. Play too many games in an hour, soft banned. Spend as much money as you want in the store, no restrictions, go ahead and blow your load, taking the piss. I do wonder why people get SBC banned. Like, why is that a thing? Is there something I'm not thinking of that a bot could do that would be harmful? I guess, yeah, like if there's repeatable League SBCs like there is right now, if you somehow set up a bot to do that for you, I guess that would be a bad thing. You could just farm coins that way. But I always wonder, you know, why implement the SBC ban? And oftentimes it's very inconsistent. Like, you can do a ton of them randomly in a menu grind day you're doing and you don't get banned through pale tools even. And sometimes you'll be just crafting player picks on the console and you get SBC banned. So I don't know how it works, why it works. I'm sure there's an actual reason why it exists, but I'm not sure what the reason for sure is. If you guys might have an idea, then let me know in the comments. But yeah, hey, that's it for me. Thank you all so much for being here and listening. I appreciate you all so much. Peace.